Hello and welcome back to Crosshatch Puzzles. We're here for another New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. We are here on Saturday, December 13th, 2025. And today's Saturday themeless construction will be by Gene Louise de Vera, who I believe has contributed a good number of puzzles to the New York Times. Apparently there is a record-setting thing, sorry for all the beeps, a record-setting element to today's crossword, which I will discuss after, hopefully after I've done solving the puzzle itself. But for now, let's just get right into it and see what we can do for this Saturday themeless puzzle for December 13th, a puzzle by Gene Louise de Vera. Okay, nice open grid. Quite a fun-looking, grid shape here, with these two, these sets of sort of diagonal blocks breaking things up, but some really open stacks on the outside of the grid. So we'll see how that affects the solve. I imagine I'm gonna well, let's see. Possible turn off on a first date for one across. I mean, I would have thought something like red flag, but maybe it's talking about something more specific. I'm actually gonna go straight to the downs because I think this might be more helpful today. A harbor bobber. So something that bobs in a harbor might be a buoy. I did spell that right? I think so. Whiz end, maybe ARD to give the word wizard. Wise end, maybe that's what they are trying to get at there, but I think that's what we want there. Alternative to a snake. Is this a plumbing thing? Or I'm not sure. Fancy hotel amenities. Fancy hotel amenities, plural. So we want something with maybe it's saunas or something. I'm not sure though. Orangutan by another name. What other name? Some kind of ape, maybe? Like, if this is an S and if this is an, like, if this is ape like that, what would that make this? Robert Byrd was one for 51 years, and maybe this is senator? What about this? Cool beans. Neato? Maybe? Include later as video footage. Edit in, maybe? To heed, as in what? Like advice? To follow or something. Part of TNT. Try, I think? I am not really sure what TNT stands for. But try is my guess. I'm not totally sure, but let's see. Order at a restaurant. In what sense do they mean order? I mean, it being a Saturday, we're likely to have some wordplay on something like this. Do they mean like the order of something? Like a set course or something like that? I kind of want this to be... Oh, alternative to a snake could be Drano, to unclog a drain, maybe? Possible turn off on a first date could be bad breath. Then what would an order at a restaurant be? Order at a restaurant. Heed. Red ape and orangutan? Maybe. Spicy shellfish dish. What? Curried crab? Maybe? Why can't I see what heed is? To heed. Fancy hotel amenities. Don't know. Yellow 5 and red 40 for 2. Food additives? These are dyes, I think. Colored dyes. But that looks right. Oh, to order at a restaurant is to have. I'll have the whatever. Okay, good. Grub could mean just food. I don't see what in 4 letters and with it starting with an E. I don't know. Remember. Some of them may be forgiven. I don't know what that might be. City southeast of Chicago in Illinois? No, southeast of Chicago. Chicago's on the lake. Going southeast of there takes you into where? Ohio or... I don't know. I want, with 4 letters ending in Y, I want Troy, Michigan, but I don't think that's the right direction. Oh, fancy hotel amenities could be bidets. Okay, fine. Shade of the gay pride triangle. Is it a hot pink, I guess? Oh, to heed advice is to act on it. Okay, I wasn't expecting 2 words there. Okay, that's why. I lost all patience. Lost all patience. I don't know. Morning peal could be the knell of a bell, of like a church bell. To abstain from, to not something. Cousin of a wolverine, an otter? Really? To connect to the internet via mobile hotspot as a device. What do you call it when a device is connecting? Oh, to tether? But that's not... Tether is a wired thing, not a wireless thing, I think. Article of regalia worn by both Elizabeth II and Pope Paul VI. I want tiara here, but I just don't know if that's true. Home heating component. Home heating component. Oil tank? Sign of good reception, question mark? I don't know what kind of thing they want there. Well, oil tank would make sense with otter. Let's try it, and tiara as well. Let's try it. Board of creatives, question mark? Board. A board of creatives. A palette. So that would be the board that certain types of creatives, in particular visual, artists, painters use. A palette. What if it's not something? To abstain from is to not do, or remember. What? Some of them may be forgiven. What about this? School viewing? Question mark. Kind of. Do we mean a school of fish? Streamlet. A rive? No, doesn't look good. But a little stream, I mean, it might be something like that. I'm not sure. Blank won't. Blank, no, I won't? What's that? I don't know. Dang it. Oh, that could be anything. Rapper with the 2022 hit Big Energy. No idea. Sign of good reception. What kind of reception? Presumably not wireless, like mobile phone reception. Ready to dive in. Say, eager, maybe? Open. Sign of good reception. Open bar? Open arms. Yeah, okay, that'll work. Weapon that killed Medusa in myth. A shield? A sword? Pitch, roll, and blank. Rotations along the 3-dimensional axes. Is this yaw? Morning prayer. If this was sword, sound from fans. A whir? I mean, presumably we don't want fans in like a sports event here. That would be too obvious. Dang it. Morning prayer. A matins is a type of morning prayer. Keep that in mind. Remember, keep that in mind. It sure looks like it, but then what is this? Why would this not be? Bear that in mind. Okay, there we go. Oops. Bear that in mind. There we go. Did I spell all that right? Okay, good. Streamlet. This still might be Riv. Some of them may be forgiven. Dang it. Oh, could be all man. Okay. What? I'm not liking the V there still. School viewing. This looks like it might end in G. Gluttonous request, or what this puzzle has vis-a-vis the possible answer lengths. A bit of everything. A bit of nope. Some of every no. It's gonna be something like that. Oops. A little work is an erg, a unit of work. Doorbell sounds. Dings or dangs or dongs or bings or something like that. Probably an N there. Not mucho is poco, a word for little in Spanish. Dongs, maybe? Creator of some bubbles. Bubbles. Is this a comic strip artist or something like that with like speech bubbles? Obtain to... I think this will end in an E. Birds, also known as little auks. Auks are certainly big birds. What are the small versions of auks? I don't know. Present or present. Give, maybe. They travel through tubes. Ova, little eggs, egg cells travel through fallopian tubes. First, second, or third. Are those ordinal numbers? And is this Lato, the rapper? I don't know. Sea doves? Is that a thing? Pot user? Question mark? What kind of pot are we after here? Well, whoop-de-doo. What? Oh, fun? Like that? I want procure here to obtain, but I don't... To shift shape could be to morph. Gluttonous request. All of everything? Some of everything? Ticker tape? Question mark? Abbreviated. Ticker tape. What could a tape be? And what kind of ticker are we after here? Countenance. Could just be your face, but it might be something more. Well, let's try it. What is this one? Be looped in. To be looped in. I don't know about face here. Blank Cajun. Creole sauce with a rhyming name. Yeah, I don't know about this. Blank Cajun. Rhyming name. What rhymes with Cajun? Creole sauce. Don't know. Pot user. Let's try sea doves. Subs. Do they mean submarines? Do they mean submarine sandwiches? Do they mean substitutes? Actress Birch of Hocus Pocus. I believe Thora Birch was in that. Ragin' Cajun. That would work. This does not appear to be comic book artists. Creator of some bubbles. Cotton something. City southeast of Chicago, still don't know. Audrey Hepburn and Princess Diana for 2 fashion icons. Well, there you go. To obtain is to secure one of everything. Oh my goodness. Okay. Ticker tape, I still don't know. Creator of some bubbles. Creator singular of some bubbles. This looks like it's going to be dongs after all. Creed, treed, freed. Ticker tape question mark. Countenance. Oh, mean is a word for your visible appearance, I guess. I think. Be looped in. Get the memo. Okay. To dub. Like to dub someone a knight, or to like overdub. Entitle? No. Yes? Maybe? Entitle? Lost all patience. If I've lost all patience, I've had it. This could be entitle. Subs are hoagies, so submarine sandwiches, that's what we want. I don't see what this pot user, what kind of pot are we after? Philippic. I don't know what that means. Oh, a pot, an eeler? Someone who, what kind of pot? Oh, is this Gary, Indiana, southeast of Chicago? That would work. Knowing without really knowing for short. Knowing without really knowing for short. Is this ESP, extrasensory perception? Corporate greed creates some bubbles. A philippic could be a tirade. This does look like an eeler after all. And then that would mean ECG. Oh, is ticker tape. Okay, an electrocardiogram is a tape or a record, basically, of your ticker, of your heart. Okay. Streamlet, I still don't see. Abstain from. Let's try not do and see what that gets us. School viewing. Indeed, a school of fish. You could view them by snorkeling. Is this a real or a rill? Oh, some of them may be forgiven. Student loans. So a grub could be eats in the noun form, eats. And this could be cry in many a horror film, could be run. Let's find out. Okay, so this is a kind of a themed Saturday puzzle. I mean, kind of not, but this is a little bit of a revealer here. A gluttonous request, or what this puzzle has vis-a-vis the past possible answer length. One of everything, which I believe means it has, and I sort of snuck a look at the wordplay column ahead of time, and they made mention of this. It has one, at least one, of all the possible lengths, and this is facilitated by this unique, unusual grid design here, where you have, several, but these 3-letter entries, and 3 letters is the minimum, really, entry that you can have in a grid. These 4-letter entries here, then 5s here, 6s here, 7s, these 4 here, as well as these 2 here, 7s. Oh, we also have 6s here, down at the bottom, and 5s here. Then 8s we have, I believe, here. See doves and open arms, we have those 8s. We have 9s. Are these 9s? No, those are 10s. Where are our 9s? Oh, we also have 6s, a stack of 6s here. Why am I not seeing? And then a bunch of 5s up and down here as well. I'm not seeing the 9s. Oh, here. That's the 9. Single 9 there. We have 10s on the outside here. We have an 11 here. 12s on the outside here. A 13 here. And then 14s. And our 115 is our sort of revealer here, the one of everything, the gluttonous request. If you were asking for a gluttonous way to construct a crossword grid, this would be the way to do it. So we have at least one of each type, each length between 3 and 15 in this 15 by 15 grid. And let's take a look at some of the funner clues here. Grub was a little bit tricky here because you don't often hear eats in the noun form. You know, like this is good eats, it's good grub, like that. So that's interesting. A philippic, that's not a word you hear very often, but I guess it means a tirade. I'll have to look that up. I think I have encountered it once in the crossword before, but I still am not totally clear on what it is. I'm sure it's named after some Greek or something. This I'm not totally convinced by this. I think these are two different things. I think tethering refers to a corded connection. Like if you use the internet on your phone to provide internet connection to your laptop or whatever, that is called tethering. I thought a hotspot was specifically for wireless hotspotting, wireless connection. Maybe it's also used as a more general term for any kind of internet sharing, but in my understanding of these things, these are actually different things. So I got a little minor quibble with that one. Subs is always a tricky clue because you could be referring to any number of things. In this case, it's submarine sandwiches. Dub also could mean a number of things. Entitled, the active sense of it. I mean, in the passive sense, you think about someone who's entitled as someone who is believing that they deserve things that they maybe do not deserve. But in this case, in the active sense, it's a much less, much more positive sense of it. Is bestowing a title upon someone. In this case, if you were to dub someone, say, a knight or something like that, you'd be entitling them. Bestowing that title upon them. Board of creatives is a good bit of wordplay there for a literal board that some creatives might use. In this case, painters might use a palette. Countenance gives you a more obscure way of saying your visual appearance. In this case, your mien. I am not too familiar with what a rill is, but I'm guessing it's a small flowing bit of water. Ticker tape is a good bit of wordplay for a record of your heart's function. First, second, or third, you want to think base for baseball, and this is maybe a rare grid, especially a rare themeless grid without a baseball clue, I believe. Though this maybe kind of counts because it is misleading you in a baseball direction, but it's not. And then they travel through tubes is a frequent cluing for ova or egg. And what else? Whiz end or wise end is I've not seen this before, but not a lot of things this could be. I think when you see something like start or end on a Friday or a Saturday, you're definitely almost always looking for to look at the rest of the clue as the word itself and not the meaning. Fancy hotel amenities could be a number of things, but in this case, this specific thing, bidets. I'd not really heard orangutans called red apes, but it makes sense. They do tend to have that color. I'll have to look up what TNT means, but I was fortunate enough to be able to try here. Order at a restaurant, a little bit of light wordplay. You're looking for a different part of speech than you normally might think here. Creator of some bubbles is yeah, I didn't know what kind of bubbles they meant, but obviously they mean sort of economic bubbles here. Corporate greed. To be looped in, this is a bit of a slangy or corporate ease way of saying to be looped in. School viewing is I sort of immediately thought of schools of fish here, so I was able to keep my mind open to this kind of answer. Pot user I still don't really get. I know what an eeler is, someone who like a fisher who catches eels, but I don't know what pot they mean here. I did not know that Pope Paul VI wore a tiara. Good to know. I'm not terribly familiar with sea doves, but I'll have to look that up as well. Sign of good reception. Again, I was on the right track here and eventually was able to come up with open arms. Good word play there too. I'm not familiar with Lato, so we'll look that up as well. And again, pretty lucky to remember that yaw. I mean, yaw is used in an aviation sense, but then from the sense of aviation, pitch, roll, and yaw are all aviation terms, but then can be used more generally to describe movement along the 3 axes, X, Y, and Z axes. So that is our Saturday crossword by Gene Louise de Vera. It's a good, almost themeless Saturday puzzle. You do sometimes see some light themes like this in the Saturday puzzle, but that's what we've got today. Really fascinating construction here. One of each sort of length entry length type between 3 and 15 in this 15 by 15 grid. Well constructed, a lot of great fill in here and great cluing. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed the solve, please give it a like. If you want to know when I'm posting next, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you the next time on Crosshatch Puzzles. Take care.